Most people think that money is their biggest problem, but it's not. It's time. The average American retires around 65 years old, but the average life expectancy for men is around 76 to 77. So that gives you maybe 10 good years at the end of your life, and that's if your health holds up. So let me ask you something. So you're really going to work 40 plus years just to be able to enjoy maybe 10 years at the very end of your life? And real quick, if you're someone trying to get ahead, go ahead and hit that like button on the video. It helps push it to more people, and it definitely motivates me to make more videos on a weekly basis. So here's what no one talks about, and that's the average full-time worker puts in about 2,000 hours per year over a 40-year career. And that's over 80,000 hours of your life, basically 9 straight years, gone working nonstop. And look, I'm not scared of work, and obviously you're probably not either, but what I'm saying is, most people never stop to ask, is this the best way to actually live my one and only life? Because what happens is we trade all of our best years of our life just for a paycheck, and then hope we can enjoy life for that little bit at the end. So now let's talk about the part that really hits, and that is the math. So let's say you start investing $500 a month at age 25 at an average rate of 8%. You basically end up with the $1.5 million at retirement. So now let's look at that exact same situation, but if the person would wait 10 years to age 35 to start investing that same $500 per month at 8% rate. So they would end up with only $680,000 at retirement. That's roughly an $800,000 difference just for waiting 10 years. Just let that sink in a bit. So waiting doesn't just cost you time, it also costs you freedom. And here's the part that people just don't think about. So yeah, let's say you're 35 years old right now and you have 30 years left until retirement, but your best energy years, the years you're actually gonna feel like going places, traveling, spending that hard-earned money, right? Maybe 15, 20 years remaining? So you don't just lose time, you miss out on opportunities to enjoy what you worked so hard to obtain. So why do people mess this up? Well, it's because we've been trained to up our lifestyle instead of buying our freedom. So the average car payment right now in 2026 is still $700, which doesn't seem like too much, $700 a month, but if you invest that same $700 a month for 30 years, that's roughly $1 million. So that nice truck that's sitting in your driveway, yeah, it looks pretty nice, it's super cool and all that, but it could literally be costing you your freedom. And unfortunately, it gets worse. So today, roughly 60% of Americans do not have the savings to cover a $1,000 emergency. So it's not that people just aren't free, it's that they're stuck and they're working because they have to, not because they want to. Now, when I say financial freedom, I'm not talking about being rich. I'm not talking about Lambos, the mansions, the private islands. I'm talking about owning your time. So let's do a little math really quick. So if you need $4,000 a month to live, that's 48 grand a year, right? Using something like the famous 4% rule, where you withdraw 4% of your assets out annually, and you basically supposedly never touch the principal, you'll need about $1.2 million invested to be financially free. So $1.2 million, that's it. That's your number to not depend on a paycheck anymore. Financial freedom isn't about just sitting at home playing video games all day. It's about having the option. It's working because you want to, not because you have to. And who knows, you might get creative and create the next multi-million-dollar business since you're financially free and have all this free time. So here's the part that hits pretty hard. So today, roughly 80% of older adults have at least one chronic health issue, and roughly half have 2 chronic health issues. So yeah, you might actually have that money at 65, but there's a pretty good chance that your body just won't cooperate at that age. So financial freedom isn't just about you. It's not some super selfish concept. In fact, studies show that we spend roughly 90% of the time that we will ever spend with our own children before they reach the age of 18. So think about that. Most of the time you'll ever see your kids is happening right now, not when you retire. So every year you delay this, you're not just delaying freedom, you're missing your life when it's happening now. So now that I've raised all kinds of concerns, caused all kinds of stress from people watching this video, I'm actually going to offer a little solution here. It's simple, but it's not easy, and that is you should start investing now. Even if you can only save $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever you can do, aim to save 15 to 25% of your income consistently, paycheck to paycheck, month to month. So obviously take advantage of your employer's 401k plan, especially if there's a company match. That's free money. Use a Roth IRA. Stick to the simple investments like index funds, VOO, VTI, S&P 500 funds, whatever. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need the time to market. You just need to start earlier than most people. Time is your friend when it comes to compound interest. Because the goal isn't to get rich, it's to stop selling your time forever. So I'm pretty passionate about this topic. I'm mid-30s now, 36, very blessed. But I did see my dad pass away 2 years ago at age 74, I believe it was, after working 40 plus years. He got sick toward the end. So I'm trying to do everything I can do to avoid having to work my life away and actually getting to enjoy this awesome world we live in, right? But time is the one thing that you cannot buy back. You can pretty much buy anything in the world except for time. So every year you wait, your future gets more expensive. We talked about the age 25 investing versus age 35 investing. It's like $800,000 difference. So please just start now, start investing, keep it simple, be consistent, because time is definitely your friend when it comes to compound interest. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching the video this week. Please like it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again next week.